Hi Elaine, it's Ted Kidd. I decided to do a little video of this for you. There are two problems that were talked about as far as the Wegmans parking lot, and one is through traffic. And the other is traffic going one way out here. It's been my experience that when you go to Wegmans, even when it's not busy, the problem isn't so much through traffic, because I haven't seen a whole lot of it. I tend to not go there during rush hour, which I think is when you probably see most of the through traffic. But even when the parking lot isn't crowded, it has terrible flow. And I think the problem of flow is one of having all of these four-way intersections so close together. And then you have this three-way intersection too. So all of the traffic goes in both directions through the rows. And then this, granted, this is a through thoroughfare. So solutions potentially to the thoroughfare issue are to simply block the road in the middle and continue this row. So now this is no longer a thoroughfare from here to here. If somebody wants to go from this side to this side, they have to go out and then back. Simple solution. Now, as far as flow coming in, there's a lot of confusion with people trying to get out, and a lot of that mess is right here. So in my mind, I'm thinking if this were one way and this were one way, then you stopped people, even if they came back up the aisle to park, you don't allow them to go out this way or out this way. You've dramatically improved the flow in. And now what you're doing is you're directing traffic in an orderly fashion to out here. The same thing could be done here. This could be an out only, so that you don't have people coming in and trying to go across here and backing up traffic in the street. So this would just come in, and then people could go down here, and this would just be an out. And if you blocked this, it makes transition from this side to this side well, you're not even crossing under this circumstance because it's all part of a row. And so now people are going to use more of the parking lot. Now, I've done a couple of just quick ideas about how this might possibly look. And these are both a little different, but they both have one-way ideas in them for the in. This would also have one way going this direction, and you'd have a blocked aisle here so that you only have one way out. So people coming this way could easily go this way or go this way. And then you'd have a blocked aisle here so that these people going through didn't have to watch for traffic on this side or on this side. So you could make use of sort of these calming measures which disperse people in for parking and allow for much nicer flow for people who want to get out. Here's the other one that I put together. It's a little different in that all it does is it creates a barrier here, and then this would become parking, and it creates a barrier here on the in. So if people wanted to get in, they'd have to go here and then turn, or make their turn here. And so on the coming inside, this is one way, this is one way, this is two way, but this blocks the through driving. And right here there would be a barrier also, so that people on this side couldn't come across and block the flow out. So those are the thoughts that I had on Wegmans parking. I think it would solve a lion's share of these problems. I think the Probst Street issue is a distraction. I think the idea that the problems have been brought from the street into Wegmans is kind of ridiculous. I think they've created the problems themselves with terrible parking lot flow design. Even when it's really busy, like at rush hour, I go in there and there are plenty of parking spaces. So I think mostly it's people driving around and around looking for parking spaces and not finding them easily. And then in their process of driving around and around, they have to come to these intersections, which just brings everything to a halt. I'm going to also include a link to Mythbusters, where they show that when you have a traffic circle, the flow allows for much higher throughput than if you have a four-way stop. I think that illustrates some of the ideas behind bringing flow to the parking lot in Wegmans. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.